I am so excited to talk with our listeners today, Dr. Sabrina, about how to inspire your team by leading with love. I'm going to try to get through this episode without crying, but it may happen. Just a little heads
Tears
up
are
there.
Tears are always okay. Tap the potential.
So with the holiday season, I have just really been reflecting back on the past year. With Tap the Potential, with our clients, with our team, as well as just life in general. And one of the biggest things that I am grateful for this year is the way that you lead with love. Mm-hmm. It's one of our immutable laws. And I truly believe why the number one reason why we are so successful at Tap the Potential and working together and working with our clients is just simply your leadership style. I believe it's why we have the work supports life culture. I believe it is the reason why I'm the person that I am today, not just team member, but just in general, because you have fostered my growth so very much by supporting and mentoring me. So I just want to start with that introduction and just tell you how grateful I am. And I want to share with our listeners what this looks like on a day-to-day basis. So my first question to you is, where did the immutable law or the core value originate from, leading with love?
This is such a fun question because I really don't know where it came from. I think it came from you, because what I think happened, if I recall correctly, is you came onto our team and you observed something magical happening and you put a label on it. And this is the thing about our immutable laws is there's so much a part of who we are, we don't even realize it. So I had never called this out as an immutable law at Tap the Potential because it's just how we do things. And sometimes it takes somebody from the outside coming in and saying, there's something really different and really special going on here. And we started using the phrase lead with love. And then over time, we realized that's everything that we do. Like if we were to take all of our immutable laws and boil them down to one thing, it's lead with love. And the leading with love for me is really, I created Tap the Potential in all selfishness for myself to support my life and me being a mom and me getting to do something I love to do, which is coaching business owners and helping them grow their business and go through the challenges of growth. That is so much fun to me. And then it became something bigger than me because I couldn't do it all by myself. And I started hiring people. And as I was hiring, I realized what it works for me. I feel compelled, like I can't keep it for myself. It has to work for our team members. And so I wanted to create an environment. I left corporate work and working for someone else because the environments were not healthy. And I was trying to create a healthy working environment for myself. And I wanted to create a healthy working environment for our team members. And I have had the privilege, and it is an absolute privilege over the years, to go through lots of coach training and courses. And there are some that have been pivotal in changing my life. One that just absolutely, I can tie so many things in my life back to this. It's reading the book, Change Your Questions, Change Your Life by Dr. Mary Lee Adams that I was exposed to in my coach training. I remember vividly reading that book and my mind just exploding with recognizing I have been in the judger pit so many times. And when I'm in the judger pit, I'm judging others and I am not open to who they are and their experience. I just have my snap judgment about how they are or how things are, what's wrong with me, what's wrong with them. And that just shuts down conversation. And so a pivotal time in my life was where I started just paying attention to my non-conscious questions. And that's obviously the premise of the book, Change Your Questions, Change Your Life. And I also, in my training, got exposed to a coach approach. And a coach approach is all about being curious about other people and their experiences. And it's that combination of being curious about others and their experience and putting judgment aside and being open to possibilities and open to hearing other perspectives that has transformed my life. And it has been what has allowed the culture at Tap the Potential to flourish. It is why our clients feel safe and supported. It's why our team members love being here. Because no one is going to be attacked for a personal opinion that may differ from someone else's. And in fact, when there's a personal opinion that differs from someone else, it's going to be met with curiosity. Like, tell me more about that. What experiences have you had in your life that have led you to see the world in that way? How interesting, because it really is interesting. And when we are able to bring people on to our team who hold a value around respect for others, openness to new ideas and opinions and perspectives, and curiosity about others, we create an environment that people want to be a part of. No one wants to be a part of a culture where we are judged. And that's why so many people are distraught by what goes on in social media. Is there's so much judgment that is thrown around, and people are looking for safe harbors, places where they can be themselves, be fully appreciated for who they are and their unique experiences that they're bringing, and be encouraged to grow from that perspective versus it's got to be this way and you have to fit in this little box. And if you don't fit in this little box, you don't fit here. And that's not how we tap our potential as human beings.
This is so good. So I want to share with our listeners my journey. I used to live in the judger pit of myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I had this perfectionist personality, and I wanted to just do everything right from the beginning, out of the gate. Didn't matter how new it was. I wanted everything to be right. And I wanted, you, Dr. Sabrina, and all of our team members to be very proud. And I wanted our clients to be very proud and very supported. So when I first started on this journey with you, I was in the judger pit, and there was a couple of pivotal moments that changed everything. One, a team member said, "Melissa, people don't see you the way you see you." So at that moment, it was like just mind blowing. And I thought, oh, they're not looking at me, thinking about all the things that I'm not getting right or I'm not getting done, or the things that they're seeing the value that I'm bringing. And another moment was when Donna said, on our team, said, "Melissa, lead with your heart, not your head." So Donna knows how big my heart is. Like, my heart just explodes for everyone. And I actually wrote that down and put it on my desk. And a lot of times I refer back to it when I'm trying to make decisions or get through a difficult question. I just go back to what's my heart saying. And that's the perfect example of how we support each other on our team. We get to know one another and our strengths. We understand what each other's wants are and needs are, and we foster that, and we show up. We all embody leading with love. What I want to call out attention here today is the importance of the one-on-one meetings. In our last episode, we were talking about the secret to retaining A players. And I remember, so I came originally from a corporate background, and it was scary. And here I come to Tap the Potential, and Dr. Sabrina says we're going to have one-on-one meetings. I was scared. And mind you, we are all virtual, so we'd never, at that point hadn't met in person. So it takes a little bit longer to get to know one another. So here I am, new to this company, coaching culture. I'm new to one-on-one meetings, and I just remember shaking, and I was thinking, oh my gosh, she's going to say everything I'm not doing or everything that I did wrong. And it took a while for me to get accustomed to the one-on-one meetings, but you fostered vulnerability. You didn't micromanage me whatsoever. You trusted me in everything that I do. You still do. And it's at the point now, a lot of times I do things and you don't even realize it. You just say, okay, that's great.
Right.
But during these one-on-one meetings at first, it was scary. But because we had them consistently and you continued to show up for me personally and professionally, those walls for me were broken down.
Mm-hmm.
That takes a while because at first it feels like you're coming into the principal's office, right?
Yeah.
So when you consistently showed up for me and asked what's possible or what support do you need? Where are you stuck? That's so important. And it was really life-changing. And now we're at the point, January will be 5 years that I've been with Tap the Potential. Now it's like, oh my gosh, can I have a one-on-one meeting with Dr. Sabrina? And I can't wait. And even if there is a moment where we're kind of taken off track, I know that's okay because you are going to support me through it. Mm-hmm. And you're going to help me navigate the waters, right? So I appreciate you tremendously for this. And for everybody listening, the one-on-one meetings are just the magic, and it's the secret sauce in your business and growing your A players.
And you brought this out so beautifully. It's not just the listening, it's asking those powerful questions of where are you stuck? What's hard for you right now? Where do you feel stretched? Any of those questions. And then following that up with what support do you need? Mm-hmm. And allowing an A player to give voice to, I just needed you to listen. That was all I needed. Or, you know what, I'm really struggling with this computer platform, and is there a way that I could get some training on it? Because this is slowing my work down because I'm stopping all the time to try to figure stuff out. Whatever it is, when you ask that question of what support do you need or how can I support you, you're really doing your most critical function as the business owner. And we often think our most critical function is serving our clients and customers, and it's not. Once we have team members, they are there to serve the clients and customers. We as business owners are there to serve the team and serve them in really setting up a place where they can thrive and grow and bring their best selves forward to serve the clients and customers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. What I love about you is you're you. So the way you show up on the podcast is the way that you show up in our Better Business, Better Life program with our clients. It's the way you show up for our team. It's the way you show up at home with your family. I've been there many times. I've witnessed it. I just love that about you. And I just want to know, what is the secret to leading with love when you are overwhelmed and burned out and other things going on?
Were you at my house this morning, Melissa? Just driving the setup this morning.
Well, let me set this up a little bit. So one time, I love to get things done. Like, I love to start things. I love to go in and improve systems and make things better. And we strive for this 25-hour work week. I would gladly work 40 hours a week for Tap the Potential. However, we know that is not going to produce the best fruit. So with that 25-hour work week, I have had to really push myself hard to limit my outcomes. And it's beautiful because limits and for
limits
how do you
force
say it?
innovation and
Limits for
creativity.
exactly. So on this journey, the number one thing that I struggled with was having undone tasks in our project management tool. And I just thought, oh my gosh, Dr. Sabrina is going to see I'm just not getting all of these things done. And one day you said, Melissa, I am not sitting at home at night thinking, oh, Melissa hasn't done this task or that task. So you gave me permission to just release that notion. And you said, I trust you to prioritize what the most important thing is.
Yes.
And that is like the epitome of leading with love. And it kind of summarizes like what it's like to work with you every day.
So, I mean, really what you described is that pause, that space between reaction and, you know, what comes out of our mouths. And so when I could easily be spending all my time in a sauna seeing who hasn't done what, like that could be an 80-hour-a-week job right there, because we have big, audacious goals that tap the potential. And there's a lot of things that just don't happen because we have to make those choices of where we spend our time, and especially when we're working 25-hour work weeks. And so I have learned that first and foremost, our relationships are way more valuable than any task being done.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I said, oh my gosh, Melissa, you must have been at my house this morning. Things were very chaotic and out of whack in our home this morning. And my stress, I could just feel my stress going up. And I thought, okay, I can react and I can create more stress here with my reaction. And I mean, it was really just a moment like where I took a breath and I thought, the relationships matter more than what's not right in this situation right now. And so I took a deep breath and I calmed down, and it was just me saying, you know what? Here's what's stressful to me right now. And I put words on that. And that allowed me to then have a conversation with my children because there were things that were not the way they were supposed to be. And I could hear their perspective on what had unfolded this morning, which was if I would have just gone with my judgment and reacted and said, this isn't okay. What were you thinking? Then that would have shut them down. Instead, I just took a deep breath and I said, here's what's hard for me right now. And I didn't even ask a curious question because I wasn't in a frame of mind to ask a coaching question. But then they shared, because that's that foundation, right? That we were just talking about earlier, that when you're interested and curious about other people's perspective and feelings, they know that you want to hear that, even if you're not asking that in the moment. And then they share, well, here's what happened. And here's why I made the choice that I made. And so I was trying to do the best in the moment with what had unfolded before me. And once I heard that, I thought, oh, well, yeah, I understand. That makes perfect sense. And that's de-escalated the situation. And these things, this is a personal example, but these things go on all the time at work, where we business owners find something that's not what we expected to find. And our knee-jerk reaction is to get like, what were they thinking? And, you know, all that judgment that starts running through our head. And when we can pause and just say, oh, I feel stressed. I'm in just that learning of just taking a moment to observe what's going on in your body as that stressed out person. And then shifting from that into curiosity, like, I wonder how this got here, or how did we get to this point? What led to this? That allows space for the other person to share their experience. And that's the piece around leading with love, that when those, I would call those micro moments, when they play out day to day in a business, that's where we build this foundation of a safe, supported environment, which is what leading with love is. And the other piece of leading with love is love is an acronym for letting others voluntarily evolve. So when we get ideas about how somebody should be, like my daughters should be neat and organized and have everything ready to go. Like, that's not realistic. They're young people. They're evolving and learning how to organize themselves and learning how to stay on top of things. Um, when we give that patience for other people to evolve instead of asserting our judgment on them for not being at the point where we expect them to be at a certain point in time in their development, that's where people feel safe and supported. That, this is my journey to grow in my way, and no one is controlling me or micromanaging me or telling me I need to be a certain way, but I am accepted and appreciated here with love.
These are just amazing insights, and I so appreciate you for sharing. We could just keep on talking. Maybe we'll make a part 2 to this episode, because I do want to call out our team members and the way that they show up and lead with love. We see it every single day. Just the way that we support each other and have each other's backs. But I do want to close out by just sharing, when you create a coaching culture and you show up leading with love, it is amazing the impact that you can have on your team members. And I'm so thankful to be a part of Tap the Potential, and go from this hustle culture and working in a way that did not foster me as an individual, to go from that to being at a company like Tap the Potential, where that is the first focus, where we're fully supporting one another as individuals. It is just life-changing. And not only did you do that for me, but you did it for my daughter too. So you've transformed our lives, and I appreciate you so much. Like, you'll never know how much I truly love you and appreciate you. So I just want to thank you. And if anyone's listening and they say, oh my gosh, I want that, I want my team members to feel that way, but I'm just not sure how to get started, just hop over to our website, tapthepotential.com, and book a call with Caitlin, and Caitlin can share next steps. So Dr. Sabrina, thank you for leading with love and the way that you show up to the world.
Thank you, Melissa, for the way you show up and for calling out this very important part of our culture at Tap the Potential so that we can share it with others.
All right.